Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Director of Operations for BNI Arizona, and each week I come to you providing a weekly education nugget called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education for watching. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's edition. So happy April 22nd, guys. So we are getting close to the end of April, so make sure that you're logging all of your BNI activity so that way you can get it in before the end of the month, because the month ends when the last meeting of your chapter, like the last active meeting of the month, whenever that is, the time that it ends the activity for your chapter for that month. So make sure to get all your activity in before that last meeting of the month happens, so that we can have an amazing April, and then that way all of that activity will count towards the next Power of One email that will come out in the beginning of May. So we are still well into Member Extravaganza, guys. So Member Extravaganza, again, what it is, it's just a really fun time to invite incredible people to BNI and potentially win some amazing prizes for doing it. So when you sponsor a new member into BNI right now, so applications dated between April 6th and May 29th, your name will get entered into drawings. Now, sponsor just means that you invited them to BNI, they applied, and they were approved for membership. It does not mean that you have to pay for them. It just means that you sponsor them. You are the one who, that's why they know about BNI, because you invited them. So that is what sponsoring means. So when your name gets put into the system as a sponsor, then you're going to be put into a couple different baskets as far as some prizes. So if you sponsor one new member into a BNI chapter in our region, now these need to be new BNI members. Now if someone is returning, they used to be in BNI, but they're coming back, they wouldn't count towards Member Extravaganza. However, they're amazing to bring back into BNI to increase the energy, increase those relationships, and those referral opportunities. So still continue to invite those incredible people that used to be in BNI that are coming back. We have several of returning BNI members coming back into BNI that are looking to expand their business. So still keep inviting them. Those won't count towards the Member Extravaganza prizes, but keep in mind to keep looking and searching for those key professionals. And I always tell people, when you're inviting visitors to your chapter, keep in mind that you want to invite those that you pass the most business to and receive the most business from. During Member Extravaganza, maybe focus on the top 2 to 4 categories that if those categories were in your chapter, it would completely change the trajectory of your business for this year. So, because we are coming close to halfway for the entire year. So how on track are you to hit your goals for this calendar year? And so whatever those professions are, target those. Don't just target anybody and everybody. That never ends in success, right? You want to be more strategic in who you're looking for. Post on social media, looking for those connections, because you don't have to know everyone, but tapping into your network and figuring out who does know amazing people in those professions that you're looking for. Now, last week, I talked about why it's going to be beneficial to build relationships with visitors, but not to submit referrals to them right away. And I wanted to expand on that today, because it really is important to know the value of a BNI referral. Not just any referral, but a BNI referral, because it really is a level up above a lot of other referral types. Because a BNI referral, it's not a lead, right? It's a warm referral, a warm introduction, and it's in essence a transfer of trust. When you're in BNI, the key piece of BNI and why we stand apart from other networking organizations is the building relationships piece. So when you have a visitor just visit for a one-time visit, how strong is that relationship, right? So they're trying to jump from visibility to profitability, which I always tell people the key to success is visibility, credibility, profitability. They're missing that credibility piece. So how trusting are you to transfer this trust to someone who you just met? I know that we can go onto the internet and pass referrals here and there, but really a BNI referral is much, much bigger than just passing a lead or being able to pass business to someone without knowing them. So you want to make sure that you have the right mindset behind passing those quality referrals to your fellow members. So a true BNI referral, it's based on a relationship, backed by credibility, but it's also given with context and expectation. If you just pass business to a one-time visitor, are you going to get the quality of the referral? Because you really don't know, right? You haven't built that relationship yet, so you want to make sure that you're very careful. I recommend setting up one-to-ones with potential visitors, not just passing a referral right off the bat, because they should learn really the power of a BNI referral. Once they are in BNI, then pass them the amazing business, because then you're going to get to know them. You're going to be able to trust them because they've gone through the membership committee interview process and they were accepted to be a part of the BNI family. So we want to make sure that we're saving all of our amazing BNI referrals for fellow BNI members. So here's some pieces too, guys. So I mentioned before, we're not passing leads, we're passing referrals. BNI is the world's largest referral networking organization. So we're in 76 different countries, over 300,000 members that aren't just passing leads. It's quality introductions to each other. So if I were to tag someone on social media, that would not count as a referral. I would need to make sure that they were connected before it would count as a true referral. So a lead would be more like, hey, you should call this person. Not knowing if it's a true connection, but us thinking that it's going to be a great contact, right? But a referral is more so I've already spoken to them, they're expecting your call, and I trust that you can take care of them. So it's a much bigger ask when you're passing a referral. So it ties back to that credibility and then the profitability. You're building the relationships which will lead to bigger and better business. So one of the things that we want to keep in mind that within BNI, why this all matters, it really comes down to the results that we can make within BNI. That thank you for closed business is built on quality, not just quantity. We're not just passing some random referrals trying to get those referral numbers up, right? We want to make sure that they're quality referrals, that it's going to result in bigger connections and bigger business. So when we pass weak referrals, we dilute the trust in the room, right? We want to make sure that it's that strong connection, because when we pass strong referrals, we strengthen the entire network, right? We're passing those quality connections. So where visitors fit in is visitors really haven't built that credibility yet. So passing referrals too quickly may be, you're definitely skipping that relationship phase, which is what BNI is all about. And when you do that, visitors don't see the value of becoming a member because they're just getting random referrals from members before they even join. So instead, use the one-to-ones to really connect with those visitors, build those relationships, so that way you can start building that trust. But when you do that, they're going to start seeing the value of being a part of the team in your chapter, and then take the next step with submitting an application and taking their business to the next level. BNI does amazing things for professionals, whether your goal is to grow your business, and not just grow your business, but what does that look like? When you're in those one-to-ones and you're building the relationships, make sure that you're teaching each other as far as building your business, what that exactly looks like, what your goals are, how we can help you take your business to the next level, because that's the magic of BNI, right? So you want to make sure that you're really diving deep into those relationships and not just willy-nilly passing some referrals because a visitor attended a one-time meeting. You want to make sure that we're passing it to our amazing BNI members in the BNI community, because they are trusted professionals within the BNI community. And the great thing is, if something goes wrong, that's why we have membership committees. If you pass a referral to a visitor and something goes wrong, we can't do anything about it. We really can't, because they're not part of the BNI community. We can't hold them accountable to do what they say they're going to do as far as the referrals that you pass them. So We're all about giver's gain. That's the core philosophy of BNI. But giver's gain doesn't mean just giving blindly, right? It means giving intentionally, and especially in a way that creates results for everyone. So keep that in mind, especially as we have more and more open business days and visitors days through Member Extravaganza. Really dive into building stronger relationships with the visitors. The fortune's in the follow-up when it comes to visitors. They say on average each visitor will pass about $1,500 worth of business to the members in your chapter. So really follow up with them. Don't just think that person's going to follow up. Make sure to follow up and build those relationships. Create additional visibility for you and your business. So don't wait for the other person to do it. Take the lead and just follow up with those amazing visitors. There is an incredible report in BNI Connect, the chapter visitor report, which will give you a list of all the visitors' contact information. All members have access to that report. So you want to make sure you're not spamming the visitors, though. We don't want to spam them, but you can reach out, start building those relationships, invite them back for a second visit, and really show them the value of BNI, the value of being a part of your team and your chapter, because it's not just a group, right? A chapter's not just a group of professionals. It's a team working together to create bigger and better results for everyone involved. So invite them to the team. One of the biggest things that I've seen work really well for some chapters is inviting those visitors to a power team meeting. So that way they can really see the dynamic of the specific power team within your chapter. They can visit one of the power team events. I wouldn't say invite them every single month, but just invite them to one. So that way they can really see what happens behind the scenes and where they would fit in on the team. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's edition. And as always, go log 1 chapter education for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.